make sure our mics are on this time. Looks good. Everybody want to say a quick hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hey. Welcome, everybody. Session numero tres. So, yeah, last session, you guys had continued an investigation throughout Heaston Hill. Try and, just get on the trail of missing Len Buckles. And it led you to the house that he rented out from J.D. Nolly during his time here in Heaston Hill, and begun exploring that in the evening. Definitely quite a bit of eeriness and whatnot to the home. There was sounds and things that you guys heard in the walls, creaks and things like that. Going through the house, you eventually you explored most of it, and you eventually did discover in a little cellar in the kitchen Headstone nuggets, a 66.6 pound chunk of ghost rock. And you pulled that out and discovered that. But once when you pulled it out, it kind of seemed to pull things off a little bit in regards to noises and that. Finished exploring the rest of the house. There wasn't really too much to find. It got pretty late, so decided. Well, you did find in the master bedroom upstairs personal belongings, Buckles, including a suit, his badge, key, a mysterious key. After that, you decided to turn in, maybe somewhat reluctantly by some of you, turn in at the house for the evening to then, get up in the morning and explore. But a good few hours in the night, 4 or 5 hours in, you were awoken, all but James, who's a very heavy sleeper. So JT and John upstairs were awoken to just the heavy crashing banging of a piano that had came alive, and conveniently the Reverend, as we knew that I think this was a play by post thing in our stream here, the Reverend binds himself to something solid just for fear of waking up and doing damage in his state. So the heaviest thing in the room down there in the parlor was that large piano, and tied himself to that and came alive and came down for a big old chomp on his arm. So that is where we jump in.
Oh, there's not a lot of things I regret. This is one of them.
Oh.
Hey, Travis, your Zoom name. I don't know if you wanted to tweak it to your character ID.
Oh, I don't know if it even shows up or not, but I will.
If I hover, it will.
Okay.
And it looks like it's blocked out on that.
Just in case you forget
Best
who
practice.
I am. I like how you put your ESQ at the end. That's very official.
Esquire, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Let me put my. Let me see.
Okay, so piano is in. Yeah, I guess we'll roll you guys in here. Deck.
The fucking piano token, man.
It's amazing.
We need some like random like piano ding 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 sound
I
effects.
don't know why
Right.
it's my name and not my character's name next to the token.
Yes, because that has not been. Let's see where. And then
That's
it
true.
brought the hover
Big
over
cheeses.
on Rich. Well, you.
Big cheese is the same.
I think it's in the token settings is where that ends up. Name. Token name.
I mean, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
For
figured that
red.
was going to show up, so I'll have to go through and update the token names and do that. So. All right, so we get into it. You guys are upstairs. I had that map of room. You know, I'm going to say it's going to be a little bit on getting downstairs.
So I think the room. So the room at the very top of the stairs was the taxidermy room, and I think the Coopers were in the room next to that, and then
Yes,
JC was
yep.
at the other room at the top of the stairs.
So there is like a marker on that map. Say that your room is almost a little over 2 yards. I would guess. It's what, 6 feet, 7 feet long is that room? Trying to do some quick math here on how what's the total distance, guys, to get down there. I'll say you can get out of the room for free. Starting outside of the room, you're going to be good. Or, I mean, a good 10 to 12 yards to get to the parlor. So, distance is what, 6 tiles?
That's how much you can move in one pace, right? Because
Each one is
a
what?
Square.
6 feet. Each one represents 6 feet. So 12 math here, 12
And you just
yards.
maybe figure out how many squares away we are.
Yeah.
For like 6 squares away, that'd be about 36 feet or 10 meters, I guess, give or take. So,
Yeah,
I guess
36
we're-
total feet.
We're one full pace away, I guess.
It'd be more than 6. 6. Oh, well, can you go 36 feet in one turn?
Isn't pace?
Yes, six pace. Yeah.
Okay, well then,
Yeah, I'm still trying to convert everything over from like
yeah, I
30
know.
feet, D&D to like 6 squares worth of movement.
Guess that's possible. Yeah. Well, I'll say, I mean, definitely one round is probably going to go by if you guys can get down there. One round to get up and start going, and then another round to completely get to the room. So first round, Max, you sorry, James, you are just sleeping. Does anything wake you up? Well, I guess somebody can attempt to wake you up, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It says was it -2 on notice rolls to wake up, but I feel like if someone's shaking me, that may override that. I don't know.
That's a hindrance called like heavy sleeper, right?
Yeah.
Can you just click it and link it and probably tell us what
Yeah.
if it even gives us?
Is that what I picked?
It must not be a normal SWADE one. It does not show up in the log.
I got it.
Oh, okay. That was
Maybe. There it goes.
Oh.
A
-4
thunderstorm
again.
from hell itself doesn't wake this dozing dooley. Make a -4 to wake up. Okay, so
So if I walk over there and like slap him in the face, that's
I could say like, I mean, maybe not. I mean, if it's just, well, I don't know what it would be for you to wake up. I guess a notice roll, and maybe with the assistance, drop that down to like. So I guess let's do this. Back to our.
So, would like someone intentionally trying to wake me up be basically counteract the
Yeah, what is gonna say? So what I was gonna do is have.
negative?
So if John's gonna come over and attempt that, it will be either. Trying to think of a skill to do that. I was gonna treat it either as a +2 or a +4, because if he gets a raise, then that really.
Oh, with like a help sort of action.
Yeah, I don't know what skill would be appropriate for that. To say that you're trying to. Maybe, well, I guess just a strength. I mean, you're just shaking them. That would make sense. So, anyway, we'll move next in the turn order because James is just
Well, I guess since
sleeping.
yeah, I guess since he failed the original, I guess could he do a notice check now to see if he can wake up on his turn as opposed to having to wait for mine?
Yeah, actually, I guess that's absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna have to explode.
Be possible.
Anything can happen, but not this time. 0.
So-
4 minus 4.
Continues sleeping. All right, so okay, JT, you were in the master bedroom, and you know this
What
loud
was that foul
crashing.
noise? I think the most appropriate action for JT at this point is to grab his cane and saber and head quickly to the stairs and banister and kind of try to take this scenario in. I'm going to be first out of the door, so I probably kick open the Cooper's door as I'm kind of going by. Wake up! And then continue to head down there.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's a moment to kind of assess what's going down there, or if we just want to kind of say I hear the noise and I know it's coming from that parlor area, and that's about it.
Give me. I mean, you can give me a notice check. And you want to do this as you're kind of going down, like not
Yep.
you haven't gone down. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I blindly head into the
Yeah.
to the stairwell. That's a little too heroic for Mr. Beauregard.
You hear. I think you can put together well enough that the sounds of this, like you hear, you know, it sounds like someone is taking a piano and banging it around. So you just hear that, you know, combination of notes and keys and things being pressed. It just kind of this, you know, thud thud. Well, you know, a struggle. You definitely can hear a struggle. Potentially, you can also hear, I'd imagine, the struggles and cries of the Reverend. Imagine
Yep.
the Reverend is probably, you know, in a state of alarm.
And just for clarification purposes too, since this is a player piano, is it playing a song while this is going on?
Yeah, something probably. A little, some good old ragtime or something.
Or like Camptown Racing
Yeah.
or whatever, some old school.
Just
Camptown races. Perfect.
oh yeah, you can hear the Reverend going, "Oh hell, shit, let go!"
So since we got some rest, right? So did we regain any power points?
How long does that? Is there a rest mechanic for that?
That is a damn good question.
There is.
That was a really good question.
Reference.
I think
if
you
keep
regain-
forgetting what it is.
Don't you just regain them like every hour, regardless? Isn't there something
5
like
an
that
hour when you're not
in
something
combat
like
or doing something?
Is that what it is?
So healing, natural healing, advance. Well,
So it's like I said, you guys have been sleeping a good 4 to 5 hours. So
And if you get
if
you
that's
get like
how
5 points back, an hour of rest, you pretty much got them all back. I don't think it's
It's
like
in the-
D&D where it's like a full short rest gets you back a certain amount. I think it's just the recharge rate.
Yeah, I just forgot what that rate was. But
Is it 5 an hour then?
I am almost there. Recharging recovers 5 hours per hour spent resting, meditating, etc. Yep,
Okay.
that's exactly correct.
Yeah. so-
Okay. Well, good to know.
Right. And JT, your turn's done now, or
yeah,
Yeah,
GT.
because I think we
Okay, so
established
I'm
I
up.
can't
So-
quite.
Okay, so John's up. Yep. John gets woken or by the sounds of the piano, and JT also kicking the door. He's going to, quickly grab his gun belt he had next to his bed, and knowing that Uncle James, much like John's father, is a heavy sleeper, he's going to go over and try to wake him up. Run over and kind of grab him by the shoulder and try to shake him awake.
Okay, so give me just give me a strength roll, and yeah, Raze will give him an even chance. Okay, not even a success.
Nope. So we'll do that. I'm gonna say that. Well, I guess there'll be multiple things here. I guess I probably should have taken the multi-action penalty. Well, no, because I'll say I'm gonna raise it. Try to get him awake, and then just continue on downstairs.
Okay. Nice,
So,
you kind of catch up, get a little bit behind JT.
Yeah. And that'll be it.
Right. So we get to the
Here we go.
piano, who has basically has the Reverend grappled in its keyboard maw, if you will, banging around, and it's gonna just go ahead and go for another bite.
What's it going against?
It was just a
Parry.
4. It looks like a target network. It would be against your parry.
Well, that
but
is
you
my
are-
parry.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah,
so maybe
4
it
is my
did pull
parry.
correctly. You are grappled, so let me check. Then. Oh no.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Anything?
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Opposed athletics are 2 levels entangled and bound.
Yeah, I think we need to know if he's entangled or bound.
is that basically grappled versus restrained?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it looks like if you're entangled, you can't move and you're distracted. If you're bound, you can't move, you're distracted, and you're vulnerable. I'm guessing vulnerable is probably.
Oh, is bound. You did fail. We know you're grappled.
Oh yeah, certainly.
You're bound because it wasn't a raise, I think. So you're just bound.
So I'm wait.
If a foe is bound, the grappler is also vulnerable. Oh, the grappler is vulnerable. So the piano is vulnerable. 'Cause
Wait,
they-
entangled. Entangled is the lower one. I thought.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I think in this case, yeah, you're more I think entangled's more like grappled.
Sorry, I read that wrong. With a raise, you're bound.
So I
Yeah,
am
you're entangled.
distracted.
Victor, yeah, you can't move and you're distracted.
Yep.
distracted is you subtract 2 from all trait rolls till the end of next round. Vulnerable is actions and attack against the target are made at +2 until the end of the round.
Okay. All right. So so that will succeed on the attack. Yeah, let's go. Toughness.
7.
Okay, and I rolled a 7.
Excellent.
So you are shaken. So it looks like it worked, which is cool, because I have you targeted, and I think it looks like it all. Yeah, toughness 7 down there when I expand it. Cool. It's cool that that
Was it
works.
supposed to roll
Do I have
two damage dice? I just expanded. I saw it rolled a 5 and a 2 both, and I'm not sure why it
Did
that was
yeah? Let me. I
intentional or-
think it should be. Oh, because I think it's yeah, it's strength plus d6.
Oh, I see. So one of those dice is your strength, and one was the d6.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
weird how it
very
writes
well.
out, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it would be. Okay. So
Do I have a wound as well?
nope, you're just shaken.
Okay.
Something I learned today, you can, in your character sheet, you can click into that section of wound and just use your mouse wheel to scroll so you don't have to type. Super nice. And
Nice.
all right. That is the piano's turn. I think we go to the Reverend.
And what does shaken mean? I need to make a spirit roll, and I can act normally on a success. Got it.
Yes, and
You
you
can
have to
also-
do that basically immediately. You can also use a Benny.
Are
Just-
you actually kidding me? Now I'm re-rolling that with a penny.
You can use one to go unshaken, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Then I'll just use the Benny then.
yeah, yeah.
That's
You probably want to
insane.
do that.
That's insane that it's a D12 and I rolled a 5 and a 3.
Okay, so you're unshaken, which is good, because you do need to make a fear check, and it's actually at a minus. I think it's a -3.
Okay.
Because it's a 2. I think it's a -2 against this piano, but the Heaston Hill is at a level 3 fear rating, which has a -1 to all fear checks. So
Okay.
a spirit
so minus
roll.
3.
Yep, spirit roll at -3.
Okay. Spirit.
Now, is that
God.
taking into consideration the haunting music and the Camp Town races that are occurring in this?
It is, yeah. It's all adding
so
to
that's so it's -2 for distracted and not shaken anymore. And oh God. Yeah, I mean you'd think I'd be able to pass it, but I can't. Not particularly keen to use another Benny. Wonderful. You'd think that undead would have something against fear.
spirit roll. This.
Well, that's probably the part of you that's still human, so.
That's probably true.
All right, so this is more of a terror-based fear. So you will roll a d20 and +2, a d20 +2.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to manually type that in. Session 3. Goodbye, Reverend. Okay, 18.
I hope higher is better.
Yeah, I was just
All
about
right.
to ask that.
Minor phobia.
All right.
Character gains a minor phobia hindrance somehow associated with the trauma.
I'm scared of fucking pianos
So-
now.
That might be item hindrances.
That should be a core SWADE one, I think.
But what's more traumatic, the piano or the Camptown races playing over and over?
Dude, it's
while you
both.
get-
It's both.
All right, so it's a core hindrance.
Yep,
So you
I'm
can pull that
looking.
up. I'm trying to see if I can't put it in the chat. Phobias are overwhelming. When a character is in presence of his phobia, he subtracts 1 from all trait rolls if it's minor. So there you go. You have
I'm
further
scared of-
just minus 1 of this thing. Yeah.
I'm scared of pianos now. God damn it.
All right. So that was just the beginning of the turn. What are you doing now?
Well, I'm trying to find where the heck is. I'm trying to pull that minor phobia in. Where is the? It's in items. There it is.
I love that. Phobia shouldn't be too obvious. Everyone should be afraid of vampires, for example. It's not phobia, it's common sense.
Or those aliens?
All right, that's neat. I'm afraid of pianos. Well, I'm
Oh,
gonna.
it's because you crit failure. Okay, yeah, I was trying to figure out how you got the +2 added on.
To what?
He crit failed his fear check, is why he got the +2 on the
No,
terror
the
thing.
when you roll on the fear table, you add the monster's fear number, and so the piano has a -2, so
So
it's
higher is not better.
yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
cast Holy Symbol.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a shot, make it so this thing can't attack me. So spirit roll. This is so it's at minus
-1 at least from the phobia, and then if you had
and
anything
minus
else,
2 from distracted, so it's at -3.
oof. Hey,
Hey, that's a 4. That's
did you have your mods in there?
no, I didn't.
Okay.
So
Oh,
that's
the
7
2
minus
is
3.
in there. The -2 is in there.
Oh, yeah, it is. Because
So
it's-
it would go down
because-
to a 6.
6. Okay, well,
Okay.
that'll work.
Nice, yeah.
So that is.
We don't need a template for that, right? I mean, it's just kind of a.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
just doing it on myself. Any supernaturally evil creature that wants to make a direct physical attack on the bearer of the symbol must make a spirit roll as a free action. It subtracts. Okay, no, yeah.
Right.
So there's that, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. That's the end of the casting of that. That's it.
Yeah, it's just that.
Okay. All right. So we go to the next round. And there it is. All right, Revan, you're top of the round.
Do I have to make another fear check?
No, I don't think you do. I think it's just one time.
Okay. What kind of penalties am I looking at if I? No, I'm gonna try to unlock my handcuffs.
Mm-hmm.
Does it still have me in a grapple? Can I unlock
It
it?
does,
then?
yeah.
Okay, so I'll try to escape from the grapple then.
Okay.
What is that roll?
Use the grappling rules, page 101 in reverse. So it's a opposed roll with athletics.
Okay, that's not gonna go well.
Both athletics.
Yeah, it says between the attacker and defender's athletics.
Now you do, because of size. I don't remember if this was larger. Because if they're larger, they have like, let's see. They're +2 size, so you actually get a +2 on your check.
I get a +2?
Yes,
I would think that it gets.
it's kind of
+2.
weird, yeah. But
Well,
Yeah.
it's in reverse. So originally it got a benefit, but now you also get a benefit.
So, all right, opposing strength checks.
All right.
Would
Or
he
no,
still-
athletics.
Distracted because I thought you said it was like he can't move and he's distracted until the end of the round.
Yeah. To the end
The
of his
last
next
round.
turn.
You're saying the piano, Max?
Yeah, would Reverend still be distracted by it from the entangle? Because I thought you said that was over at the end of his next turn.
It is end of turn, so yeah, I think that goes away.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the piano also loses its debuff as well, because it was also, I think, vulnerable. Which actually we should have gave you something on your check, I think, when you did that. Well, maybe not
+2.
because you were casting a
So
I got a +2? Okay. So that's a 5 then.
okay.
Oh my God, it's a D10.
There you go, you're out.
Okay. Is it a free action to unlock my handcuffs, or do I have to wait a turn for that?
I would say that
I mean, you can do multiple things, so you don't have to do just one action per turn.
yeah,
Right, but I
he'll
didn't call
lose. Yeah,
Oh,
that
alright,
too. Just give me a give me an agility roll, just a straight agility roll. Oh yeah, yep, I'll let you have that for sure as a freebie.
Cool. Yeah, so I will then. I don't know if opportunity attacks are a thing, but I will scoot away.
Yep, with drawing.
Whoa. I can't move it. I can't move my token because the game's paused.
Oh,
How do you do the thing again? I always forget. Oh, there we go.
control and then yeah. All right, so you pull away out of the grip of this keyboard maw of the piano, and then quickly and deftly are able to undo your bindings that are attached to it, and go to pull away. The piano is going to react and try to do another bite attack at you.
I think it has to make a spirit roll.
Yes. Just straight spirit?
Yep. Oh, that succeeds.
It succeeds. It resists the holy presence that you try to push on it, and it goes ahead and going to try a bite. That will be a failure. You're able to get away, and it in the corner, kind of bouncing away. Anything else?
I'm good.
Okay.
Well, I'm not good, but I'm fine for now.
All right. So, James, you're still asleep. You can give another notice roll to try and wake
Alright.
up. Unfortunately, yeah, you are still
I'm
just
gonna spend a Benny.
okay.
See if that'll do anything. Oh, I don't see an option to do it.
Because I think how did you click that? I think you have to click it a certain way.
I clicked the die size.
Yeah, no, click the. I think the symbol is what you want
Oh, okay.
on your sheet. So try that for the next one, and then it should pop up the card.
No, it pops up the card when I click the die size. It doesn't do anything when I click the symbol. But oh,
There
we
you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Ooh.
All right. Bye. One of those.
Okay. All right. James is still fast asleep.
Yeah, that seems like such an odd thing. You'd think at some point, like it's easier to wake up, the more noise there's or something.
Yeah. John, you're up.
All right. John is going to, come down the stairs, look in here, and I guess it, caught the glimpse of the Reverend fighting off a piano and then rolling away.
Yeah, the piano's still in the corner, just kind of like, straight out of Mario 64, like, dong, 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 just up and down and chomping, and looks like it's gonna definitely, make it can. It looks like it can move.
It's gonna like bounce around. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. John's gonna think to himself, well, hell, I've never shot a piano before when I wasn't drunk at the saloon, but first time for everything. So he's going to draw his Colt Army revolver from the gun belt he brought down with him and fire a shot at the piano.
Alrighty. So you can maybe target it, and it might pull up its stats.
Okay, we'll give it a shot.
I don't. Oh yeah, 4 is good because on a range attack, I always forget that. So
Yeah, so 6, so it hits. So just regular damage, I guess.
Yep.
And let's see if it.
All right, so you rolled a 9 as a failure because of some massive toughness there. It's a big solid piano.
I guess so. All right. Let's see here.
Anyone else hear the cat in this?
Yeah.
I keep thinking it's in my house.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's a cat or if it's creaking floors. It might be
It
creaking.
sounds like a cat.
Could be. It could be both.
Could be both.
Oh, I guess I will go ahead and fire with my second pistol as well. I have 2 of those.
Is that a free? Like that's not a penalty?
Yeah, it's I have the edge that lets me shoot twice without the penalty. Oh, I'll miss anyway.
Yeah.
All right, that will be it for John then.
Okay, piano is up. Going to make its way towards
No, it moves. No.
the Reverend. As it can. Sorry, pace of 1.
I can't get.
Which makes sense. I figured it was going to be pretty slow, so.
It is a piano.
It still hobbles around, dum, 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 and just kind of chomping as it coming towards you. And it can't really do anything. I think, sorry, John, you would have had to do the fear check, because this would be the first time that you would have came in and seen this
Okay.
thing. So, yeah, you would need to do that. So give me a spirit roll on that, and I do believe it's at a -2.
Oh, okay.
So that
I'm
you
going
fail
to-
either way. So you fail. So give me a d20 plus 2.
I'm gonna reroll with a Benny.
Okay. Put the mod in there. No. Okay. So it's still a fail.
Oh, okay.
It's -2 on that.
We can share in our fear of pianos.
Yeah. d20 plus 2.
Oh. Let's see, how does that work on this? Oh, that's a D. Oh. 20.
15. All right, frightened. The character gains the hesitant hindrance for the remainder of the encounter. If you already have it, you're panicked. I don't believe you have that, so you have the hesitant hindrance.
Which is... I just draw 2 action cards.
You're here. Draw 2 action cards in combat and act on the lowest. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think with this, when we go to the next round, I have to have you draw. You can roll manually, or I think you can re-roll in the encounter thing. We'll figure that out when we get there.
Okay.
I believe you can go in and re-roll yourself, and then we can set it like if you pick the wrong, if your new one's not the lowest. Okay, that's your turn. So we go to that was the piano. Piano doesn't do much else. JT.
All right. So I'm assuming I have to make the fear check as well. So you might as well get that.
If you come in, yes, and you get a line of sight on the thing, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I have to go in. Too curious not to go in. Especially when John goes in there and starts shooting off bullets, right? So yeah, I'm gonna head in there. So I'm gonna roll my spirit check. You said it's a -2.
Yes.
And that's what I thought was going to happen.
All right, so same thing, D20 plus 2. /R space.
/R. Yep. Sorry.
All right, you guys are working the right way down the table at least. A 7.
7.
All right, vulnerable. You are vulnerable until the end of your next turn.
Okay. I think. So that's sort of a shocking sort of a piano. Camptown races. That's just unnatural. And then actually, I think I'm gonna head in there. I haven't got that bang stick equipped in the end of the cane. I think I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna go in there and try to make a melee hit and see if I can get that shotgun round to go off on the piano.
Okay.
So I'm actually gonna close it.
Does that have a damage type?
It's a shotgun round. So
Okay. So all right.
Firearm. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about that because that's just equipment. But I believe I have to make a fighting attack for that. Yeah.
That would be against its parry. So you also, if you target the piano, it should pull that information.
Yes.
What was if you just double click or right click, double right click the token, right?
Let's see. Yep, double right click.
Hey. Okay.
I'm assuming it's a hit.
Well, let me see. So if you would have rolled that via your thing, it would have pulled the info. That's why. But parry, yes, it's got a parry of 4, so you definitely hit.
So does it roll with raise?
Sorry, yes, it is. That is a raise. Nice. All right. So, 23 hefty points of damage. That definitely gets through its toughness. And 10 points over, which is two raises. I believe that's how we do this. So that would be a wound shaken and 2 wounds. Check everything here.
Take that, you foul piece of machinery. Jams it in there, shotgun round goes off. Splintering wood.
All right. That I think that is right. Like every 4 over, it's an extra. I do believe that's correct.
Oh, I can check that for you.
I'm pretty sure. 2 wounds. Okay. All right. That's hefty. JT rushes forward and heroically gets into the line of battle, slamming down his bang stick in a loud flash and a concussive burst against the piano that definitely goes out with just that slam of, you know, multiple keys as well. It seems that it definitely affects the construct or whatever pretty significantly. Anything else that you're going to do on your turn, JT?
No, because I think if I try to retreat at all, it'll be bad, right? So, I think considering that I'm vulnerable, I'm just going to kind of take a parry position and try to stay in front of the Reverend.
All right. Next round coming up. So, John, if you can, in the turn order, see if you can click to re-roll. You have a 5 of clubs right now. You have an option somewhere to do that?
I don't see.
Up at the top, is there like a roll?
In the turn.
Yeah, the fist icon up top for the encounter.
No, I just have round 3 and then names at the list.
Here, let me do... I guess I can re-roll it. Oh, okay, cool. So I re-rolled it, and it's on my screen. It's allowing to choose a card, a 2 of clubs. So that's what you get. Okay, so right. I think.
Guess. Well, yeah. I know it says you can't take quick. I already have quick, but I guess we'll say it doesn't count for now.
What do you mean?
Well, in the hindrance thing, in the description, it says people that have that hindrance can't take the edge quick. Was let you re-roll or redraw if it's lower than a certain number. I already had it though. I didn't take it, but I'll just say it canceled out.
That's interesting. Yeah, that says. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because I didn't pick the hindrance. It was like a temporary hindrance.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we'll call it
Okay.
good.
All right. James, you are.
Alright, do the gunshots at least give me a bonus on my
Yeah,
notice
no, I'll
check?
definitely give you a bonus here. It's been a bit. I'll give you a +2.
Alright. So ends up at a -2. Fantastic.
All right.
So there you go.
Finally, like
Finally awake.
wake up and
Oh,
just kind of what is going
What's
on?
going on? Why are there gunshots? Where's my nephew?
But, next time, just pistol whip him as I walk out the door. Just wake up.
Alright, I'm gonna drag on some pants and grab my gun and my deck of cards and head on downstairs.
Okay, so you will get you'll be able to get to the room next round.
Okay.
Unless I'd say probably kind of waking up is a little bit of an action. So I think yeah. Dash. All right, that takes us to the Reverend.
I'm gonna come over to here. And then I'm gonna shoot the piano.
Now, just for point of clarification on your holy symbol thing, isn't that like an aura effect?
Only if I make it that way.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was thinking if JT was standing next to you, then he would have like, ooh, look at you blasting him.
Yeah, I mean that definitely hits.
What's whether I'm gonna be able to do enough damage to
You got to raise, so roll with raise
Yep.
damage too.
Wow.
Woo! Big numbers. Big numbers.
Right, yeah,
Oh, and that should have been actually it would still be a raise, but it was only an 8 instead of a 9 because it's
Okay.
a -1 because I can see the.
oh yeah, your phobia, yeah.
Yep. But I assume nothing happens really. There's a hole in the piano now.
Yeah, if you just kind of go through the side paneling, it doesn't really affect it. It just looks frustrated. There's no,
Frustrated.
you don't get any benefits by it being wounded and whatnot, right? I don't think. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think it's just minuses to its actions.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I'll call it there. That's fine with me.
Right. Well, the piano is up, and it has a. Well, it's gonna go ahead and first deal with its wounds and whatnot. All right, so it's going to recover from shaken right away. Definitely going to do that. Okay, so it is no longer shaken. It still has the wounds. And from this thing, so okay. And then it's gonna see this new foe in front of it, JT, and is going to attempt an attack. But it is.
And I have vulnerable checked, so I think if you target me, it'll automatically.
Let's find out. Yeah. No longer shaken. 2 wounds. Not distracted or anything. Right. So I have a -2 because of wounds. So it's a fail. What? Oh, and it does say, yeah, it did show up vulnerable 2. Actually, that's where. So a 5 is still there. If you guys are able to expand the rolls on my card as well, it shows that I have a -2 on the wounds. I have a +2 for your vulnerable, and then it's you versus your 6. Yeah, very cool. So you luck out. You're able to just kind of resist this this attack from the piano, and it's frustrated, and just that's its turn.
Just to add to its frustration, as I'm parrying, I'm moving my feet in a fencing rhythm with my saber to the tune of doo-dah, doo-dah.
All right, and you are up, JT.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna go for the lunge, because obviously I can't reload the bang stick while I'm in melee without doing something terrible. So I'm just gonna use the saber. Oops, sorry. Ooh, should I do a called shot?
So we were looking at that earlier. You do have options to do other called shots other than head. I don't know why the head is the only option. Plus, this thing doesn't really have a head. I don't know. It's kind of tough to say that you can do that with this.
Yeah, well, I mean, the damage just kind of the wood splinters and whatever, right? It doesn't actually appear to have anything vulnerable in it, right?
Right.
It's got legs.
It does have legs, yeah.
No, I'm just going to make a regular attack.
Okay. Look at that.
Whoa.
That definitely,
almost had a
yeah.
second- almost
Very
had a second
good.
Aid, it like tilted
Was
on my
that 2
screen for a
raises?
second.
Yeah. There's only one. If you click raise, it just does 1 raise, right? You can't.
You
like,
only
yeah,
ever
you-
get, yeah, you only ever get one extra die. So,
Yeah. So that's probably not enough.
right. Do you want to, you can spend a reroll if you want.
I don't think the saber is going to be able to do enough damage, really.
Pretty weak rolls there in general.
Actually, you know what? I will spend the Benny.
Because you do have the
So
raise, so.
Let's re-roll the damage.
Wow.
Look at that. Welcome.
There we go. Thanks, Todd.
Had to talk him into it.
All right.
With a powerful lunge, he buries the saber into the piano.
Massive. So that is another that reshakes the piano, and it actually adds its third and final wound, as you are able to incapacitate the large evil apparition, or what you will, possessed here. And so we then will fall out of combat. There is this thing. JT, how do you kind of take this thing out?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's kind of a lunge with the saber, bearing it all the way to the hilt into the innards of this piano, with a resounding da da da, as I probably pound on the keys.
The saber lunges in towards the kind of the core guts of the piano, and it actually just the blade, it hits the right spots in the sharpness, and you just tear through a bunch of the strings and just ping 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 as they go off, and it just causes a collapse of this creature or whatever, and it just kind of settles there, falls on its legs. You can see that it just comes to a calm.
All right, so if I can have just spotlight for a second longer. With a flourish, the saber goes back into the scabbard. And then as I pass the gentleman on my way out, no more of that, I don't carry guns joke from you gentlemen.
Well, at least you didn't try talking to this one.
I figure I finally get downstairs. What in tarnation is going on? You done killed the piano? What did you do?
Rubbing the dust from your eyes, James comes around the corner and just sees Reverend in the corner of the room, John brandishing his both pistols in, with JT who's just triumphantly sliding his saber back into its sheath with a destroyed piano behind it.
What? What? Why?
Hell, Rebbe, didn't you say you went around doing exorcisms and such?
I never did one on a piano.
Well, before I even contemplating sleeping in this house, instead of going to the hotel in town, we better check this place out. I'm gonna wake up and the beds come to life and try to eat me.
So, John, I think your condition recedes.
It was away.
I think JT, you were just vulnerable, and that was just for one turn.
Vulnerable. Yep.
So you had that,
Reverend
and
is permanently scared of player pianos.
Did all player
I'll have to
just
see. I'll have to
this one?
see how that works.
All right.
If
You see
you
a
have a
piano
chance to
playing
get
by
rid of it,
itself.
but yeah.
If we were playing in a modern setting, this is the point where we all change our ringtones to Camptown races. So every time we get a phone call, it triggers.
All right, and then So one other thing though, now that the things have settled down a little bit, those that were upstairs, JT, John, and James, something you had noticed running out of the rooms, JT, well, I guess all of you guys that were upstairs, but it felt kind of oddly cold through the hallway upstairs, and there was a significant temperature change in the hallway upstairs, and then when you came downstairs, it actually got a little bit warmer. I'd say most of you would understand that thermodynamics. I'm not sure, but basically, heat rises, things like that, and it just was very odd.
Did it perhaps feel cold as we ran past the closet upstairs?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay. Just
So, is it widely known that ghosts flock to Ghost Rock? I mean, that is probably a component of this. Yes.
Um,
Well, hell, you carry a chunk of it around in that damn wagon of yours. Don't you know a damn thing about it, JT?
Well, I know a lot about how to make it explode, turn into miraculous
James,
things.
do you have?
Can you keep it from bringing shit to life and trying to kill us?
Yeah, I got one.
Looking for like an arcane. No,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, you do have a cult. Okay. I think a cult would probably line up here. James, if you want to give me an occult check. Anybody else in relation to this can be a -2 common knowledge, I'd say.
I mean, if someone wants to tell me what the hell happened, I'd be glad to search my brain, but I'm still very confused. No. I'm gonna let's Benny that.
All right. So, yeah, James and Reverend, just a little bit, I'd say, maybe, you know, in your experience with exorcisms and whatnot, perhaps, you guys kind of gather that with knowing what Ghost Rock is and kind of what it is, components are, whatnot. If you've got one that is a 66-pound Ghost Rock, it's very likely it's going to have a little bit of something extra than you know, the smaller chunks that JT you know, kind of has laying around. You guys would also notice that, you know, again, now that things have kind of settled down, those creepy noises and maybe shadows that you think you see out of the corner of your eye, those have returned.
All right.
I think we need to get that nugget out of this house if we're gonna stay here, or we just.
Where do we take it?
Hmm.
I say, let's. Do you think the hotel is still accepting check-ins?
Yeah. Usually, if you got the money to spend, they ain't gonna shy away from taking it.
There's a big old rock outcropping outside the house. Looks like maybe there's a place we could hide it.
I mean,
I'm just not sure if it's safe sticking it outside though either. Who knows what it's gonna do outside the house?
True enough. Actually, gotta go to the bathroom real quick, guys.
All right.
huh. Well, I don't know. Keep it here and go stay in the hotel, or do we?
Well, I mean, I think at least for tonight is probably a safe idea. Maybe to leave it hidden here. We know where it's at. Sure as hell don't want to sleep here. And maybe in the morning we can do some more investigation on what to do with this thing. I mean, if the papers are correct, Heaston himself had this sitting on his mantle for a few weeks to a month or so. I don't. It seems odd to me. I don't know a whole hell of a lot about the Ghost Rock, but guy had it on his mantle for a couple weeks or months. If it was haunting his whole damn mansion, I don't think he'd been keeping it. Seems
That's a good
nothing
Well,
to
point.
add up.
Two potential scenarios. One is the rock that's on his mantle is still there and was not this one. Sort of a showpiece. The other alternative is he has some sort of resistance in his home. Some sort of scenario. that keeps him from being affected by the ghost rock.
Hmm.
Man, maybe there is some way to neutralize it. Did he? Well, yeah, I guess I don't know if he kept it in something. Maybe, I don't know, any kind of contraption, storage, like box you can put it in that keeps the negative energies neutralized somehow.
Well, I can certainly study it, and I think perhaps staying close to it is important for someone. Perhaps we can find a way to neutralize it ourselves.
I guess the other option would be at some point, if we had to, we can always destroy the damn thing, but until we find out why and how it ended up in Mr. Buckles.
Now, let's not get hasty. We can do a great deal with this rock if we can get it out of town. But I do think a trip to Mr. Heaston is going to be a high priority tomorrow morning.
Oh, I don't know. He might not be the type to take visitors unannounced.
Well, hell, I'd say we just.
That is a good point. I perhaps could send him a telegraph in the morning announcing my arrival from the south and how I'm willing to invest in his businesses to support the discovery of such an amazing nugget, having traveled as far as I have.
I've heard worse ideas.
I mean, regardless, we're going to have to pay for a piano, so unless you gentlemen are willing to foot that bill, Mr. Nally and I are going to have to come to an arrangement on that.
And how the hell you gonna explain to him that you shot his piano to pieces with a shotgun?
Well, everybody likes to have a good time, Mr. Cooper. Sometimes guns go off. That's not unheard of in the West.
Well, I suppose I've seen crazier things in the saloon than a piano getting destroyed, so I suppose that would work.
Besides, if Mr. Nolly's like any of the other gentlemen I've dealt with in my life, a jug or two of fine moonshine in his hands will make him much more open to discussion.
All right, so this plan is go get a peaceful night's sleep in some more accommodating locations such as the hotel, then send a telegram to Mr. Heaston. I still, as interesting as this rock is, let's not forget though, our main objective here is to find Reeg. I remember his real name there for a second. I was like, I keep calling him Buckles, that's his fake name. Find Mr. Reeg and see if his disappearance is related to the other people that have gone missing over the last few months here. So I still want to keep asking around and see if we can get a lead maybe on what happened to Reeg himself.
So I write out a letter, basically, Todd, that is going to explain that I have arrived to invest in Mr. Heaston's, affairs, et cetera, and wish an audience immediately. And I'm going to hand that to Mr. Cooper and say, if you can get this to the telegraph office first thing in the morning, I'll stay here just to ensure no one else comes looking for the rock.
Yeah.
And
Besides,
to,
I'm gonna study it.
and to collect your pastries.
Rings.
Oh, my sweet rolls! I'm not missing out on the sweet rolls.
Well,
No,
right.
of course not.
So
No.
the rest, you guys are just heading back to try and get some sleep for the rest of the night.
Well, John's go back upstairs and get the rest of his clothes and stuff, get himself fully dressed.
Yeah,
instead of
that's true.
Walking down Main Street in his long johns and boots on.
So everyone, give me Give me just a straight smarts.
Oh, this will go well.
Yes, smarts.
Oh,
Look at that.
well, hot damn.
Wow, everybody got raises except me.
Did you even get a success? Oh, you
Got a
did. Yeah.
success.
Okay.
I got
Nice.
my success.
So, despite maybe being a little groggy, well, actually, probably the adrenaline has torn through each of you in this situation here in the middle of the night. Good, we're like 4 in the morning, and as you guys do head back to maybe try and get a little bit extra sleep before getting up in the morning, most of you just have a thought, because the eeriness of the house has come back, and you kind of think about, wait a second, that went away. It went away. It was there when we first came in the house, and then something coordinated with those feelings, those senses, sights and sounds going away, but now it's returned.
Yeah, I mean, we moved the rock, and that's when it went away.
Yeah, but then
That's
But
when we
then
dug it up.
we went upstairs and started poking around. Now I do know I took this here badge, and I can't remember if we took the bullet out of the drawer or not, but maybe if we put everything back from the time that we dug that rock up, or that little baby that JT dropped out of that jar. That's the only other thing that happened.
That's a good
Professor
point.
Professor Butterfingers over here dropped that jar.
Perhaps there's another option. Perhaps the rock does not like to be hidden.
I
Oh,
mean,
you
it
just put the
was
you put,
apparently
just
on the
put that,
mantle with no issue.
you just put that thing on full display and it's happy. We got to make the rock happy, JT. Is what you're telling me?
I mean, stranger things have happened. Should I regale you with more tales of the aliens in Roswell?
Nah, perhaps another time. I don't think I've got enough whiskey left for that story. About
If you're so
the,
confident about that, why don't you just, just play it right above your bed?
I mean, at this point, I just saw a piano come to life and try to kill the Reverend, so I'm willing to go on a little bit of faith at the moment.
Yeah.
Why don't we?
Or
Pull that
perhaps
rock
the
out of-
Reverend being attacked has nothing to do with the rock and has everything to do with the forces of the devil moving against him.
Well, that piano did
Now,
kind of make some strange noise and kind of move around a little bit when I was up here earlier. I thought it was just my mind kind of playing tricks on me, but
you
might be a little more to it.
hold on a second. You saw it move earlier.
It didn't move per se. It made a few little noises, but it just has a player piano, so I thought maybe, oh hell, it just got jostled a little bit, played a few little notes.
You knew that something was messed up with that piano, and you let me sleep down in that room.
Reverend, I did not make any indication to understand how
warning.
it is or where you were
Just-
planning to sleep.
Just a warning. Next time would be
Okay, next time I see
Wonderful.
supernatural furniture, I will be sure as shit to point it out to you and say, hey,
yeah, yeah. That's,
Padre, don't chain
don't-
yourself up to that.
I don't think that's too much of a burden for you. If there's supernatural furniture involved.
I will make a mental note. Next dining room table, chase lounge, whatever we see, don't change yourself to that.
Appreciate it.
I will point out that we do have another more pressing issue.
Where the hell
The
is Len
Reverend-
Buckles?
The Reverend attaching himself with the piano was supposed to be a safety precaution. Without said piano, we are without that safety precaution.
I
So
told you
where
the
are we
cellar was
putting our
plan. The
undead,
cellar's always been
demon-possessed-
Plan B.
I'm not sleeping down there.
Well, if you are right, Professor, that this unhiding the rock might take care of things, then we might not have anything to fear at all anyway.
Let's move it and see what happens.
Perhaps we can clear off. There was a table in that trophy room, wasn't there?
Oh.
Probably. I mean, there's also like a dining table too in
Yeah,
downstairs.
but on the off chance that our leaser, or is that right?
Landlord.
Landlord.
Decides to landlord decides to pay us a visit. I'd rather not have it setting out somewhere where anyone could just see.
Oh,
it.
you're talking about for the ghost, right? I thought you meant for Reverend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so let's move the rock and see if the voices and the noises and stuff stop.
Yeah, put it somewhere.
Yeah, 'cause it,
Well, and just if we move it and it stops, then that's what's causing it. But if it doesn't, then there's something else going on.
Right.
Because you said Uncle James, you said you covered it up, right?
Yeah, I stuck it like behind. What was it? It was a barrel or something in the.
It was just like
closet.
it was in the closet, and I think it was the things in
Yeah, I mean,
Was
I
it a
think
chest?
just think I remember you saying you kind of tucked it away, so it wasn't even that no. So I'm just kind of correlating that to being quote covered up and buried with dirt. Now you've covered up and quote buried it with crap in a closet, and the rock's unhappy. Apparently, it's a very sensitive rock. So I say we go, go pull it out and see if the eeriness comes to a halt, and then we know not to cover it up at least.
As the resident scientist, I suggest we just place it right in the trophy room with all the dead animals. I can drink some coffee and watch and see what happens. And
Yeah,
So
you
the-
desperately want something to happen there, don't you?
The rock that brought things to life that weren't alive, you want to put into the room with all the dead animals.
He does, for the
Well, I
exact
mean, if
reason
the-
you're thinking.
A plus B equals C, Mr. Cooper.
See for crazy as shit.
I mean, if that's your
Well played.
theory, you might as well bury it with that freaky little man you cracked out of the jar.
That's a very interesting theory.
Why do we
You always got
have
those
to keep
fish
bringing
down in
that
the
up?
basement.
Thing's probably squished underneath the piano as it's bouncing around.
I was almost squished underneath the piano.
All right, well, let's get this damn thing uncovered and see what happens at least.
Yep, let's do that.
At least if it's in the trophy room, it's not in any room that we're sleeping in. It's not on the first floor where people can walk in and see it. So
All right, so you head to the closet where James stored away the rock. Go in and grab that. Who's pulling that out?
Oh Lord.
I'll grab it again.
Yeah, me and Uncle James will
Okay.
move it.
When you open up the closet, just kind of the eeriness and those sounds and shadows seem to be a little bit more intense. And from the closet, it's definitely even more so. You guys come up the stairs and you really notice that temperature change. And then when you open that closet, it kind of rolls out. Like when you walk down your basement or a cellar and you get that little blast of cold, that's what kind of happens. You go and you grab the ghost rock and kind of pull it out. As you pull it out into the hallway, a few moments go by, and then you notice the temperature kind of rise back to an expected level, and the eeriness seems to subside, and it feels very similar to the first time you pulled the rock up out of the ground in the kitchen. That things kind of seem to calm down and not be so on edge.
All right, so it is this thing.
But the temperamental little rock, ain't it?
Well,
All
I guess
We
right.
move it into the trophy room and we set it on the table, right?
Okay.
If we just cover it with a blanket or something, is there any sort of reaction?
Well, it took a while for this
Give me
to
a
happen,
give me a notice check, JT.
I'm gonna have to.
And how long
Erase
are you
this.
gonna sit there and do Do you want to wait?
I'll brew up a cup of coffee and I'll just sit there and observe, taking notes.
Okay, so for the first few bit, it doesn't seem like anything happens. JD, please roll me a d6.
Oh,
it's fine.
Sorry.
Nope, you're fine. Okay, so what is everyone else doing at this time? JT is kind of settled in to observe the rock. What's the rest of you guys doing?
I'll stay up with JT. I'm not gonna sleep after that.
Yeah, I don't want to get caught unawares again, so I'm just gonna. If anyone wants to play cards, I'll bring my cards out.
I guess John's gonna go. Rest a bit and say. I don't think covering it up at all, JT, is a good plan, but you're the man of science.
All right, so is there you three of you in the room together? You guys in the room, or you're just up?
I'm in the room.
Yeah.
I'll be in the room.
And James?
No, I'm just
Oh, he's
I'm
James.
just up.
Okay. So, JT, Reverend, you sit in the room, just kind of hanging out for a bit, observing, seeing if anything happens. James, perhaps sitting in on your bed, throwing some solitaire as your nephew tries to catch some sleep. About 2 hours of observing. About six in the morning. The sun is almost ready to peak. John, you just start having horrendous night terrors once again. The rest of you experience that drop in temperature, and the shadows and creepy noises seem to come back in your surroundings.
All right, that's enough of that. Go and grab it.
So are the night terrors
Well, it's
enough to wake?
covered right now.
Are the
I'll
night
cover
terrors
it.
enough to wake John up?
I forget if I don't know if the hindrance says anything about that.
I have the hindrance,
Not the night terror one, do you?
Oh, there's
I
actually a
have the
hindrance for
heavy
night
six.
terror.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh.
Let me check on it. It says it's
Was it major?
it is.
So
It's the night terror hindrance. I don't know if it's in SWADE, but
I think it's a Deadlands one because I looked for it.
It's in Deadlands. That's pretty ugly. He tosses and turns like a demon on a rack and likely keeps everyone within earshot of him awake with his nightly torment. The repeated barrage on his psyche results in an overall weakened resolve. He suffers -1 penalty to all spirit rolls.
okay. So, and I thought of this earlier today about last time, but John, what are your terrors right now that you're experiencing? And James,
Oh.
if you're there in the room as well, just kind of, shuffling your cards, whatnot, you would see him probably thrashing about in his bed.
Well, I guess John would be having probably sort of flashback terrors to the incident that led him on the path towards the Legion, but then also ended up killing his wife several years ago.
So I would say you can have a... James, are you going to react to
Yeah,
John?
if he's obviously, in
Walking
distress and
around.
having nightmares and whatnot, I'll try to wake him up.
Okay. Yeah, so John, give me a notice check at +2.
I think if we select trait modifier and then roll it, it'll do that, right?
You succeeded either way, but did you? Yeah, better rolls. Yep, cool.
I've added 2.
So you're kind of in the middle. You're probably early into this night terror, and then you're just thrown out of it as your uncle is over top of you, shaking you, telling you to wake up.
Yeah, so I guess John's just gonna kind of come to like adrenaline, cold sweat, and probably just instinctively reach for his pistol, just because doesn't know what's going on, and then
Oh, now, boy, you're just having a nightmare.
once he kind of finally comes to and gets his bearings back, is to say, God damn it, JT. And he's gonna get up and start walking towards the other room.
Meanwhile,
And, kind of out of breath and just exhausted from just everything going on, says, I don't think your little experiment's working out too damn well. Started having nightmares again.
Olive uncovered the rock at this point.
Okay, so for you guys in the room as well, the temperature change and whatnot doesn't happen for a couple hours into your observation. So you go up and you do uncover it. Nothing happens. No change, at least.
So it's still cold. Still.
Yep.
Pick it up and move, like take it off the table.
Okay. Things seem to. There's a little bit of an adjustment in what's going on.
All right. We got to get this thing out of the.
Reverend, perhaps a hug or a more emotional response, perhaps. Feed into the rock.
Are you chapping my ass right now?
Possibly. But also, I'm curious as to whether or not it is you that's causing the lack of reaction or not. So,
Well, if you want to get all friendly with it, by all means.
no. I think we need you to get friendly with it because we're testing your humanity here, Reverend.
All right. Let's see what this is about. Nice rock.
Nothing. No further changes.
And that right then is where John walks in. Just sees the Reverend like patting the rock on the
Pet
top
rock.
of it.
This is your pet rock. Petting the pet rock.
What the hell's going on in here?
It was his idea.
I'm gonna grab the rock. And I'll hug it tightly. Does anything change?
Nothing changes.
Ah, so it is not humanity. It is something else.
There is a very slight change in things overall, but definitely not, what you've experienced the other times.
We have to remove it from the room it's in.
Yes, we must take it for a walk. And I'm gonna stroll out with the rock and head downstairs into
All right. As soon as you start moving out of the room and kind of making your way through the house, into the hallway at least, things dissipate.
I
we
once
just have to
dated a
move it every
girl.
2 hours?
Well, possibly. I once dated a girl that was just like this. If I didn't take her places, she was cranky as all hell.
The other comparison I was gonna make was a baby. You gotta pick it up
Nurture
every
it?
2 hours and nurture it. Otherwise, it'll start screaming and hollering.
Haunting kids.
Curious.
Well,
the sun's up at this point, right, Todd? So, Mr. Cooper, I think it's time for you to head to the telegraph station.
I'll make some more coffee.
John just is at a complete loss of words at the moment, and he's gonna say anything to get the hell out of this damn house. He's gonna head back upstairs and get his his clothes and his guns and stuff, and start heading down, I guess, to wherever the
JT, what are you doing with the nugget?
I'm going to take it down to the parlor area, and I'm going to look. We need to have a place where it's out in the open, but it's not going to be immediately recognizable. So I'm trying to figure out if there's a place where I could put it maybe behind something, but it's still out, or something like of that nature.
Okay. So in the parlor, you've got the destroyed piano. There's like a bookshelf. There's the card table. There wasn't really much left in that room. You have the study was the other room that I think had some simple furniture.
Well,
You
the
do
study
that.
also has all of those weird accoutrement elements.
I had a
in
few
it,
things,
right?
yeah. What did you do with that with the shrunken
The
little object thing?
Well, Mr. Cooper's unaware of this, but it's currently in his saddlebag.
What? Which ones? Mine or
You're gonna get shot.
You When I reach into my saddlebag later, I'm gonna find that little thing.
Did you put it in anything?
Yeah, I think I wrapped it in
It's just in there squishy
whatever's
like.
convenient. Yes, something convenient. Right.
All right, well,
All right, John, as you JT, were you putting that in the study then?
Yeah, the study.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be better on that shelf.
You go down to
I can't remember,
okay.
Did the study? Did all the rooms downstairs have the big windows, or just the parlor?
The biggest I think there is like a simple 1-2 pane window or whatever.
Except curtains, though, we can just.
Yeah,
curtains
yeah.
At least. Okay.
All right, JT.
Maybe
So you
keep
go
the
set
door
that down in there. JT, give me a D6, please.
I gotta turn that setting off.
All right.
The one is first.
Yep. Okay. John, you head downstairs ready to go, and you get to the front door, and right as you're about to go and just grab it, just maybe not paying attention, you look up and you see the shadow of a figure on the other side of the door, and you hear a knock at the door.
Oh boy.
Is there a peephole on this door?
It's got like a window. There's some lace type curtains. There's a few windows.
Okay. Because John's gonna look through the window. I can't tell who it is or anybody. If I
At
through the
first, no,
window.
because I mean the curtains or whatnot are there, so you can just see. You can't make it out. You can pull them aside and look if you want.
Okay. John's going to put his hand on his Colt, and
I would say everyone else would be able to hear the knock.
then John
Well,
is
then
gonna say through the door, "Who is it?"
Are you pulling the curtains aside to look, or are you just calling out at first?
I'm just gonna call it at first.
So you just comes back, says, "Morning. Just here on behalf of my father, Jerem Heaston. He'd just like to say howdy to you folks."
Unexpected.
John will open the door a crack, so we can kind of look out without open it wide open. Just kind of one of those, open it up and look through and see who's out there.
You see a younger gentleman standing before you, holding a box. He has something in his hand that he's chewing on, a pastry. Looks like the box is cracked open a little bit. Enjoying himself, crumbs all over his face.
John wonders to himself, "Are those our damn sweet rings?" Some bitch is eating my sweet rings. Yes. Hello. Your father's Mr. Heaston, eh?
Gives you a nod, says yes.
This one of the kids from yesterday?
No. No, definitely older than that.
Okay.
John, how old are you?
Like 26, 27-ish.
So I would say could be around
Middle aged.
Yeah. I could say maybe around your age.
News must travel fast. We haven't been in town more than a day. What is it you're can't remember. Did he say his father wanted to give us a message?
He just said father wanted to, say hello to you all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I guess John just leave it at that. We knew his travel fast. We just got into town.
It's a little bit of my father's business to know what's going on in town, so doesn't take long for him to find out when there's new comers and goers. It's mighty nice that you guys get breakfast delivery. He gives a nod down to the box in his hand.
Yeah, and I see you've already given them a try. How are they? As good as the kid said?
He nods his mouth. He takes another big bite and it's just full. And
What a shithead.
he just says, "Oh yeah, the Bianchis really know how to make a delectable pastry." And then he does raise the box towards the door as if he's going to try and offer it in.
So, offer me the box or just try to walk in?
More offer the box, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess John will reach out and take the box from him. So we'll appreciate the final delivery step here on getting these past the threshold for us.
Gives you a nod with the now like 1/4 left of the sweet ring in his hand, and absolutely stop in and see my father when you guys when you get up and around. Welcome to town.
Yeah.
He just kind of like begins to head away, throwing the last little bite of pastry in his mouth.
All right, John will wait till he kind of just observe him until he kind of gets out of sight to a degree.
Yeah, he just kind of turns and leaves. It doesn't, he doesn't really look like there's anything else to, no other concern about his actions.
Okay. John will shut the door and then go back to the rest of the group, and JT, and say, "Well, you can."
I'd say JT, Reverend, where have you been? And I guess James, where have you guys been?
Oh, I would have been nearby. I said I was making coffee, so I'm in the kitchen right in the next room.
Okay.
Yeah, probably be there too. Some coffee.
Okay.
Good.
So I'd say you guys
Make
can
up for some
probably
sleep.
not necessarily hear the conversation, but you definitely heard another voice. So
Well, who was at the door?
Well, JT, you can save yourself the sending this letter. We just got an invite to see me, Mr. Heaston, directly delivered by his son here, and
Well, that is
also here's those sweet rolls you wanted.
fantastic.
Minus one.
-1, the Heaston kid sort of helped himself to having one himself.
JT,
I
as
grab
you
a sweet,
yeah,
I grab a sweet roll and then head for some fresh coffee.
as you go and pull yours up, there's at least 1 or 2 more missing. So he definitely helped himself to a
shit.
few.
Did
God
he
damn
seem like
these
a
rich
Did he
folks.
seem like a portly fellow when he came out? I
No,
didn't read
no.
the description of him.
I think he's just an entitled bastard, is what I think.
You can eat all the donuts you want as long as you're moving all day.
Once
I
you
guess.
have one of the
Pretty
sweet rings, you'll know why it's tough to have just one. You can't.
Is anyone else concerned that he might have been lingering around for more than one sweet roll's period of time?
It looks like it might have been 2 or 3 sweet rolls period of time.
Well, I mean, we got all the blinds and curtains drawn. I didn't open it up except the door cracked, so I don't think he could have seen the rock, if that's what you're worried about.
I mean, probably not.
And well, if you overheard anything, we didn't exactly say 66.6 pound ghost rock, except for just now.
Yeah. But
So my money's on the marshals in Houston's pocket. Told them about our visit last night.
That's a fair bet.
Probably.
yeah,
Or someone is. We talked to an awful lot of people yesterday.
I guess when you're the man whose damn's name on the town, you probably got quite a few people looking to earn favor. I guess no reason to be, I guess, suspicious of Mr. Houston at this point, but I guess always just be careful on who we can trust around these parts.
Perhaps we should take a page from Mr. Reeg's book and perhaps not use our real names in town.
Didn't we already introduce ourselves?
I mean, I certainly did.
Yeah.
I'm a bit on the showy side.
Hey,
No.
Is it so? I mean, I know Reeg is a, he was an agent, right? U.S. agent.
Yeah.
Part of
He
the
has a badge and
agency.
stuff. I mean, I guess members of the Twilight Legion are probably pretty well unknown. I mean, hell, we don't even know the guy's name. Contact that we have in town, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So I guess might not be too concerning to use our, we don't have to give people our names all the time. We talk to them anyway. But if our names do get out, it's probably not run a roster somewhere of.
Yeah. I don't think it's too big a deal. I do want to stop by the church at some point. Might be able to curry favor there with the preacher in town.
Besides the unlikely chance that someone I beat gambling is in town and has a bone to pick with me, I doubt it's highly unlikely that we're in trouble. Use my real name.
That's right. You don't go looking for it, right? Uncle James just finds you.
Absolutely.
Well, if that does happen, I imagine you would have had it coming. No offense.
Well, hey now.
I ain't playing cards with you.
All right.
Well-
So are we committed to this scenario where I pretend to be an investor, or are we going to take some other angle?
That's a pretty good one.
I can't see a better option aside from telling him the truth, which seems like a bad option. So
Yeah, I suppose either here to invest or looking for work. One of the two. Somehow make us seem useful to him.
Now the study.
Of course, he does find out you ain't a real investor there, JT. He might not take too kindly to that.
I mean, I might want to invest. I have money.
All right, fair enough.
Or my sister will.
How old's
That
your
perhaps
sister?
will be my angle.
Yeah, your sister.
Yes, I'll be a representative of hers, interested in the acquisition of investments.
Well, so I reckon we clean ourselves up and maybe take a little stroll around town, get our bearings now that it's daylight, and see what else is around the area, so we kind of know the lay of the land. Then we can start heading to Houston's Manor.
And probably go let the landlord know we will be renting.
Yeah, especially if we're gonna be keeping the rock in here. We don't have anybody else.
exactly.
tenants coming through.
Is the door to the study securable? Like, does it have a lock on it?
Yeah, like, indoor lock, so.
And I guess as well, it's probably hasn't been that long since we've moved the rock from the one room to the next.
That's what I was going to ask. So, rock has been moved. You then came down, had your conversation with gentleman out front, Sweet Ring Thief. You guys have basically having this conversation and whatnot, and then now it sounds like you're going to clean up. So, what do you think? Has an hour passed?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say by the time we have coffee, eat some sweet rings,
Okay.
get
So,
ourselves around it.
yep. As towards you guys are getting ready, and about an hour has passed. Anyone downstairs gonna feel that temperature change again, and that eeriness creeps back among the house.
Interesting.
Oh,
Well,
no.
let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
I
time
guess
to
once
rock.
we get back,
Time to
we'll
rock
just
the
have
baby.
to keep moving it. Well, just gonna happen again while we're gone.
Yeah. I don't see. I mean, it keeps people away. It's not a bad thing.
How and this might be something I kind of explore a little more offline, but how in depth would each of you say your character is with the Legion? Kind of like involvement and things.
Probably not much. The Legion probably would know what a Herald is, and he didn't. So he probably doesn't have much experience.
Just enough to kind of
Just
in on
be
the
in.
situation, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably the same. James is, kind of a rambler, doesn't like to be too tied down, so probably wouldn't intricate himself too much, but
Okay. JT, John?
John's, I think, for a couple of years been kind of working with the Legion, because he's, after that incident happened, sort of found kind of purpose and going around to try to help people fend off the supernatural evils and things that kind of befell him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say, not like high-ranking official. He kind of just goes around and tries to monster hunt, basically. Kind of go around when we're needed and help people.
JT?
I think the last couple of years he's been back in the U.S. From traveling abroad, and I think either he got recruited by someone who maybe in New York or some other place he's been, but probably not more than a couple of years of involvement. But certainly it's taken a fancy to it.
Okay.
Secret organization.
Okay. And then I think, like, I kind of asked you this before, but I'd say that there's a little bit of new information now. You've definitely been a one to utilize Ghost Rock for quite a while, right? Definitely would understand. Yeah. I would say that you and I think you, JT, would understand that there's definitely a significance to the size of this rock. Whether that maybe wasn't obvious anyway, but that because you haven't ever experienced anything, like this. But now you have this massive solid chunk. And the reason I'm kind of bringing this up is I think there's a little bit of level here, kind of an out of character of like understanding some of the lore and whatnot of the system, and I want to like offer something but I feel like there's a potential for it to be offered that your characters would be aware of this. So given that amount of time involved with the Legion, is that one thing would be kind of dispelling the supernatural and getting rid of it. I think I've mentioned this and kind of more speaking out of character right now, but the Reckoners are basically the evil presence that is going across the world and whatnot. So that's kind of what the Legion is going against. But then back in character, that would be something significant that I guess John and JT, maybe you would think of that. Somewhat of your purpose is to dispel this evil and whatnot, and then just knowing that this massive rock, this rock that is 66 plus pounds, there's a little bit of a significance to it because of that size.
Okay, so with that kind of focus, do we want to? We should probably notify the Legion that we have it. That actually sounds like it should be a priority.
Or just break it, and then it's not 66.6 pounds
Like
anymore.
6, yeah. I mean, I wondered about the whole Mark of the Devil scenario.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess I don't know if it's the exact size is the problem, and the fact that this is much larger than we've ever encountered before, and the fact that it has that much supernatural energy within it is more than we've ever, like those small rocks you carry around, those are just a tiny little bit, and this is much more concentrated and larger.
I do wonder, what was it? We heard the Ghost Steel gang maybe know something about our missing friend. I wonder if this may be good bait for them or anyone else that we suspect may potentially have our associate.
Well,
and
that's
always break
true.
it.
Yeah, the rock doesn't need to be intact for that to be the case. If they're interested in Ghost Rock, any amount is going to get them to.
Unless they were after the nugget specifically.
That's true. I mean, the nugget's pretty tempting bait, but if we start spreading word about it, get it to the Ghost Steel gang, it's going to get to Heaston too.
Right.
True.
The other tricky part is Ghost Rock tends to be more safe when contained within lead containers, just in general. But us trying to obtain something large enough made of lead for this rock is going to draw attention in this town. So I do think breaking it is going to be inevitable.
You don't think we could get a lead box big enough for it?
I mean,
I think we decided it was about like a basketball
Football,
or a little bit
football, basketball, yeah.
of medicine.
well, there ain't. I mean, what reason, John, do you have to buy a lead box that isn't to store the fabled Ghost Rock?
I said I'm getting ready to. This is a mining town, ain't it? I'm going to do a little bit of mining. I want a place to secure my valuables. I need a strong
Sure.
box.
Yeah.
A
Why not
safe.
make it out of metal?
Yeah.
Why not steel, iron?
Yeah, but lead line.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying
know.
that buying a lead box has a certain connotation.
Well, if I'm a Ghost Rock miner,
I mean,
that
that's
was mining
true.
around here.
Among other things, I'm sure.
Either way, though, I think we should, I would like to investigate and talk to Heaston face to face before we make any decisions on destroying this thing, because
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, perhaps if we get there and see how he was stored on that mantle, it might give us a understanding on how he was keeping the power in check, or if he was having the
Well, it
same kind
was-
of stuff happen.
In a cage for a while before it was stolen, right?
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good
was it?
point. He said, didn't
In
it
the
say
bank.
something about the cage?
So that is the bank, I think.
I believe
Because
so, yeah.
It used to be on the mantle, and then I thought it was stolen from a more secure location.
Someone removed it from a locked cage without disturbing the bars or the lock.
Okay.
And that's why I
That's
thought
what-
maybe if Reek had stolen it, maybe that key is to that cage. But
Right.
Oh,
we don't know.
And maybe
Well,
that cage
hell.
is made out of yes, we should probably go check it out, because maybe if it's
And I've got-
stored in
yeah.
something that keeps it safe.
I got the key with me. Oh, maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I'd reckon we leave that one there behind just in case.
What if we? Well, I'll take a good look at the key, see if I can. I mean, it's a pretty unique thing, right, Todd?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not super unique, but I mean, there's definitely uniqueness about it. That kind of makes sense. I mean,
Well,
Okay.
I mean,
you've
if you
seen
keep it-
skeleton keys like this. This one more is just. It's a little bit. It's definitely heftier than It's way bigger than you would utilize in like the house. It's definitely yeah.
So, potentially, I mean, we leave it here. Yeah, I'll go stick it back underneath that floorboard before we go.
Okay. All right. Anything else before you guys head out?
guess we should move the rock.
It's
I think the study's as good a place as any, but yeah, I mean, we can shift it around. To
we
see
could.
if we can
I
get-
mean, we could throw it in the. I don't want to put it back in the cellar. That was
No,
not
I was just
ideal.
thinking like, because it seems to be that if we pick it up, move it out of the room, walk around with it for a little bit, it kind of resets the.
Well, I
Right.
mean, we're gonna be gone for more than an hour, so it'll be regardless of what we do now, it'll be going
Well,
again.
So last time it took longer than an hour, but
That's true.
Maybe because it was in a bigger room. But then it was in the closet and it took like 4 hours, so.
Let's just leave it. I reckon we leave it, and it's already creepy. It'll be creepy when we get back, and then we can move it and try to make it not creepy anymore.
yeah. All right.
Didn't realize that coming to Heaston Hill would be playing Ring Around the Rosie with a rock in a rented house.
Yes, I'm more used to tracking things and shooting things, not walking around with a rock. But I suppose
Got to
that's
shoot
the
some
job.
piano. Got to shoot a piano. So.
That's true. I did get to shoot a piano. That was a first.
All right. So you guys
Hopefully it'll last.
grab a sweet wing for the road and head out. Where are you guys heading off to?
Heaston
Yeah.
Manor.
Heaston Mining Company or Heaston Manor?
I imagine he wants to see us at his house, Heaston Manor.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you,
The guy that came in the morning would have said at his office on Main
Oh,
Street.
okay. Okay.
well, if you fellas are up for it, Kimber, did we take our horses to the stable?
Yes.
Okay, so
At the
our horses to the
stable.
stable. If you're up for it, I thought maybe just a short stroll around town, stretch our legs. I also don't want to seem too eager to show up at Heaston's beck and call just because he sent his son out here to get us.
Well, sure. Let's let's wander west. We can stop in at the church and then head back around.
Yeah, I just thought also too. I mean, we see the map here obviously, but I guess in character we don't even know where stuff's at in town, so just kind of getting the lay of the land. Walk around for like an hour or something.
True.
Just to
Yeah.
see where the general
Go,
store's at, the hotel, the saloon, the gambling hall with stuff. Just kind of check out town. Then we can head to the office.
Right, and I'm assuming, Todd, the post office is where the telegram's going to end up being.
I
So
would
there
say
isn't
so.
actually a telegraph office, so I'm assuming it's at the post office. But yeah, I agree. I think the church, wander around, get the lay of the land, get to Heaston's about 11, just before noon.
Uh,
All right.
I mean,
you
if we're out
wander
and
that.
about, we may as well go to the landlord. Just
Oh yeah, we stopped by and let him know too. We're gonna take the place. Got that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so what's that going to cost me?
It was $30, wasn't it, a month?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah.
All right. So you wander around. Stop in. Say that you guys stop into the church. First in the. As you stop in, looking around, there's nobody here right now. Just kind of a weekday. Not really a service going on at this time, but there is a gentleman that seems to be just kind of at the church, caring for the property and whatnot, or just doing some things inside.
Yeah, is he the caretaker or is he a preacher? I mean, is he wearing vestments?
Yeah, he is. Looks like a father.
Okay. I'll approach. Just morning, father.
Turns doing it. Are you wearing? Would you be wearing something similar that
Yep.
he could? Okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah, but
covered. The shirt is covered with a vest, and he's got a jacket on as well. But
he turns around and sees you and says, "Hello, another son of the Lord, Father T.D. Branch." He puts out a hand.
pleasure to meet you, Reverend Marcus.
Pleasure's mine, Reverend Marcus. What can I do for you this morning?
Well, we just stopping in town with my associates back here, and just trying to get the lay of the land, see what you've heard. Anything interesting going on?
Well, there's always something. I do what I can to guard over our eternal souls here, but it's not easy shepherding a bunch of rough miners.
I can imagine. Say, I also have a friend in town. His name was Len Buckles. He ever frequent the church?
Oh, Mr. Buckles. I know the name, but no, I regrettably say that I did not see him too often here.
Right.
Pay his respects.
Well, how is attendance? They have him working on Sundays?
Oh no, we make time. Make time for the Lord for sure.
That's good to hear. Well, we'll probably be in town for a few days. You need anything from me, we're staying at the we'll either be at the hotel or, well, it's not a big town, you can find us.
He nods and he says, yes, you say you're here with some others.
Right.
Are you here for the mining, like most everyone else? What again did you say you were here for?
Well, got a friend who's a potential investor in Mr. Heaston's work.
Well, I do a little mediation between Mr. Heaston and the miners. It's slow going and a challenge, but
They had any problems?
oh, not problems. Just making sure that the miners get their fair share. But we mostly just have to rely on the Lord's will.
Right. Well, that's tough work, but someone has to do it.
That wouldn't happen to involve Mr. Frank Debony and the Union, would it, their father?
He gives a little nod to the name. Yes, Frank certainly plays his part in the matter.
All right.
Would you say Mr. Debony's independent miners are better for the future of Heaston Hill or Mr. Heaston himself?
Say that again.
Would you say that the Independent Miners Union is better for the town's future or Mr. Heaston himself?
Heaston, okay, yeah. He says, well, that's the thing I'm trying to help out here and come to an agreement on.
I had read in a paper some time ago that Mr. Heaston accredited the success of his mining to some miraculous flume that they had to give them access to knowledge to find ghost rock. Is that his alone, or do the miners have access to that as well?
Oh, it's hard to say. Probably our rights of possession. It's his. How he came upon that, perhaps there's information in the records office on that particular matter.
Thank you very much, preacher.
And as I'll nod to him, and as we go, I'll just really subtly make the somatic symbol for the
Twilight Legion.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Any recognition?
It doesn't look like it. He kind of gives you a nod and does sign of the cross.
Right. Yeah.
So, bless you all. Thank you.
Have a pleasant day, Father.
You as well. Go in peace.
Damn it, we'll find the the agent sometime. One of these days. It's gonna be the one person we don't do the sign to.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I know. Go see Nolly or to Heaston. You're gonna go see Nolly first.
Yeah, might as well get that out of the way.
Okay.
Sure.
But it's still in the morning. You guys head over to the grub shop and grub counter, and it's definitely very different than the last time you came. It's pretty busy. There's definitely, different shifts of the working crew coming here to get their, meat, lamb sandwiches, their, vegetable stew press lined up. So it looks pretty busy. You can see, if you can look past kind of the group of people, you do recognize JD in the background, just working away, getting his meals out the door.
I think it's just, unless someone else wants to take the lead on this one, I'm just going to kind of offer and wave $30 in the air to him. Mr. Nolly, want to handle our rent, sir?
Just kind of, you have to speak up, son. What is it? You put your money in the box to get a sandwich over there.
No. For the house.
And you see him kind of squint, and then and there's the, flash of recognition. He says, oh, yes. And certainly, come back after the morning rush, and we'll have a chat.
Of course. That's not going to be convenient. So I feel like we should just hang around, eat, and wait for the rush, the first break in the rush, handle that, and then we can head over to Heaston's.
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah.
He's probably busy.
Yeah. I don't want to double back to deal with this later.
I mean, I guess we could wander around a little bit more and then just kind of circle back here.
Sure. I mean, is there anywhere else on this map we want to check out? There's the isn't there a pool where a kid drowned? That sounds like fun. Blood Pond near Heaston Hill.
Otherwise, yeah, are you guys gonna just hang out here then for a little bit? Otherwise, or
I don't know.
Don't see a pond on the map.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
either.
Hang out at the food place until we can talk to him.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, with all the people coming and going, we should be able to pump a lot of people for information about the gangs and stuff. Make small talk, that kind of thing.
yeah, if you want to,
It's gonna be a lot of rumors though, but
yeah, if you want to do that, anybody wants to do a, forget what it was, like an investigation.
That sounds good.
Let's see here.
What do we do?
I know we kind of had an issue with the carousing piece before.
Yeah.
Sorry, persuasion is what it'll be, to kind of talk to the people and see if you want to try and get anything.
I'll jump on the rumor mill train. Nice.
You should
Very
have
nice.
persuasion by You should have persuasion by default. Everybody gets that one.
Oh, I do. It's a D4 though.
Yeah.
You actually
So,
have a 9.
9.
Yeah, nice. All right. Let's see. Okay, so you just start talking to a few of the people in line. You can see a lot of them are miners and whatnot. And just strike up some different conversations. Is there anything kind of specific that you guys would end up asking about, or just kind of listening, whatever? Asking about Len Buckles again, or
No, I think the Sage Dragon gang is going to be a thing we need to dig into a little more.
Didn't which one did the Reverend? Which one did the marshals seem to think somehow might be involved with?
That was the
What's the ghost?
hold on.
I think it was the Ghost Steel.
Yeah, Ghost Steel.
There goes one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John would kind of ask around maybe about that, about the Ghost Steel gang.
Oh.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, so you get some information there, John, on them. You get some information on the, some of the gang members and whatnot. Basically kind of going down the list of who's in the gang. Someone does mention that they do have one of them locked up in the jail. That is, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, Scarlet, I think it is. Scarlet Kenny, who you'd recognize the name as one of the listed as part of like the group, but someone lets you know that she's in the jail currently.
Okay.
Just through other conversations and whatnot, as you said, most of them are minors and whatnot. Anything else that you guys were specifically asking about?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I want to cue in on the Sage Dragon theory being to blame for taking the Headstone nugget, right? I want to kind of figure out whether people believe that.
Okay. Otherwise, a few things. James and Reverend, both give me a D12.
Okay.
I hope higher is better.
All right, Reverend. So you talked to a few people, and one person just kind of, mentioning that you're in town and you're seeing what's going on. Maybe if mentioning Mr. Heaston and somebody says, yeah, Mr. Heaston is, I heard he's seeing the druggist, Emma Mortimer, on the sly.
Interesting.
And James, you just get caught up in what you think is just straight gossip or whatnot, and you get a little interesting bit as someone tells you that ever since Clovis LeBeau got that bad haircut, something about him just ain't right. As you kind of ask about, things going on in town and any weirdness going on, and that's the one piece they mention.
Oh,
Clovis
the most
LeBeau.
pressing news.
Yes.
Well,
LeBeau?
Yes. L-A
Okay.
and then French bow. B-A.
Okay.
E-A-U.
yeah.
What's the JT? What's the gang again?
The Sage Dragons.
Sage
gang.
Dragon.
They're the ones that are supposed to specialize in cracking safes and robbing bank vaults from our prep notes,
Yeah.
right? And so some
Yeah.
people swear they were involved. The note says the independent miners think it's Heaston's sons, but I'm just curious since this is more common folk.
So I would say, yeah, you get a few things such as, people telling you that they've seen the dragons out at Lone Tree. When the law seems to try and get on their tails. They definitely focus on bank robberies. That's, kind of their shtick. And you get, then beyond that, you get some mixed messages of, yes, it could be them. No, I don't think it was. I think it was somebody else.
Okay.
So after a little bit of, conversation with the crowds and whatnot, it dissipates well enough, and you're able to head into the shop, and JD is there, kind of cleaning up, and he looks up, seemingly just thinking you're another customer, but then recognizes you all and says, oh, welcome again, friends. Thanks for waiting. Can I get you a bite to eat?
No, thank you. I just want to take care of our arrangements for the first month. I think we'll take the house.
His eyes light up.
Sure.
He says, that's excellent. Did you go have a look at the place?
We did it. It's incredibly well decorated, and we think it'll work perfectly for us. However, have you had any vandalism? Something happened to the piano. I think it needs to be replaced.
No, I haven't really seen much, of the way of that. So I'm not much of a musician myself. Down at the music hall, sometimes you can get a show down there if you want to check out sometimes. But yeah, I couldn't tell you, so I couldn't tell you if something was wrong with it or not. But anyway, did you find that it was a good establishment?
Yes, I think we'll be
Plenty of
room.
room. Yeah, plenty
For
of room for
sure.
y'all.
Plenty of room.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, particularly if we might be able to clear out that room with all the taxidermies, then we'd absolutely have bedrooms for all of us.
Well, I think most of that was kind of left over by Mr. Buckles. I just haven't really gotten around to taking care of it. So if you don't take too kindly to his friends, then by all means you can clear that out.
And how long was he staying there again?
I forget how long. It was just like a. I
It
mean,
wasn't quite 6 months. It was less than
yeah, yeah, it was pretty short.
That is quite an impressive collection for that amount of time.
Let's see. No, it was 2 months, which I think would be common enough knowledge. But yeah, only a couple months.
All right, so I give him the $30. I already took it out of my scenario, so we're paid up.
Okay.
And then I think we need to head to Mr. Heaston. Are we gonna do that RP, or are you gonna put us on pause, Todd?
That's up to you guys if you want to do that real quick. Still tonight we can do that. I can say that it is more just a simple RP situation. Actually, no. I think there's some other things that I want to look up actually about that. So we will pause that. Yeah, we're a little bit pushing it anyway, so I think that'll be a good spot. And then there's some things I wanted to look up, so that'll be a good stopping point.
Excellent.
All right, so after putting in your first month's rent for your new temporary base of operations, you head off towards Heaston's office to see what the man of the town, the namesake, if you will, wants to know about his new visitors.
All right.
JT, one way to find our friend in the Legion may be you make a poster, advertising your wares and whatnot, and just kind of have that symbol on it discreetly as possible.
Reverend, did you go see JD last time? Did you go in and talk to him?
I stayed back.
Okay. Would you have done that again?
Yeah. I usually can assume that I'm staying back from most people unless I specifically say I'm going up to someone.
One other thing, I was going to throw in too, though, that some of the crowd, that you did kind of mingle with a little bit, would have had just said, you don't look so well, fella. You might want to go see Dr. Kirk when you get a chance.
Yeah, I'll just thank the guy. That's the second time someone said that to me, which means that I should probably go see Dr. Kirk.
He does good things, so. All right, guys. Well, yeah, we will wrap up there. Great session. That was a blast. Yeah, we'll come back in 2 weeks and continue on. Eventually, maybe you'll eventually find Mr. Buckles. All right.
All right.
See you next time, guys.
Okay,
All right,
great.
see you guys.
See ya.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
Yep.
Thank
See ya.
you.